Hey everybody, welcome back to another update on Into the Wildwoods. I've got a little bit more work done, not as much as I'd like, on the next level, and how the level system is going to work, and the big deal has been navigation. Navigation has not been kind to me, and it's kind of made me realize that for Skykeeper itself, it's not going to be kind to either, but I think I've got something figured out. So, a couple little notes here with this character. We can now zoom in on things. Depth of field works. In order to zoom in on stuff, it's the right click, and I've used the scroll wheel to zoom in and out of the character, so it's even more like Skyrim. And that actually switches between the first and third person modes. So we do have depth of field working in this mode, but not this mode, because it keeps focusing on this thing. I could fix that, but I don't know if I'm gonna. And it's automatic focus on this thing. So that's fun. Ooh, it's becoming nighttime. So we get to see the nice stars that I've made. I've updated the star image to something a little bit less blurry and higher definition. So while we're waiting that to go down, I can show you a couple of the other things I've added, like a light, which shines right up through my neck hole. And it's just a point light in my neck. So that allows us to see things whenever it's pitch black out, because it does get very dark. If you look up here, we can see our new stars. They're very nice. I've given them some like glare. They're not as blurry as the other ones were in the opposite directions. Because turns out I was trying to map them like spherically, like predict the distortion, but this thing doesn't use a spherical mapping, it uses a cube map, so the solution was just to squash them linearly and not spherically. So that ended up giving me a much nicer effect. I don't remember if it was there last time, but we have a moon now. It looks very nice. It's not even a photograph of the moon, it's just noise that I've distorted into a sphere, and it turned out excellent. There's the gap between the pieces, I guess. But, without further ado, I'll go down here and pick up the ball and jam it in the socket. Looking at the nice backlighting from this thing. And hop in and wait for it to take absolutely forever to load. So this is pretty much like the thing in Sonus Etheria and the testing in Skykeeper, except now we have navigation, which we can show here with being a big nasty thing, and it is active. So instead of it being like a giant nav mesh that follows everything, it follows me and other objects like this guy who have it on them. Because previously I was trying to I thought the nav mesh would be attached to a level and stick to the level. But no, it just doesn't load it. Or it doesn't transform the nav mesh because of the way that the navigation works. But this seems to be working just fine without any sort of performance drops. So I better like go and explain exactly what we've just come out of. This is the place, the sacred spring, where the portal's other end comes out to. And I didn't show it, but the ball fell out of the other side, and you can pick it up, but you can't put it back in. This is the hook for this level, in which we gotta go all the way across. We've got all the white trees that hang around these things. I'll turn our navigation off, because we don't need to have that anymore. And this large terrain object, which has been pretty much just hand sculpted. I need to go and work on some of these edges like that, and what happens when you dunk the camera underwater. But you might have noticed we got a guy following us around. He's just like me. He kind of freaks out the depth of field. I'm not 100% sure what's up with him. But the effect is, whenever he gets close to you, there's going to be so many other effects on the screen, I think I'll just leave it. Because this motherfucker is supposed to attack you. This is a bad guy. He doesn't do much right now, except follow you. And bunch up on the water. But in the near future, he'll do all kinds of fun things to the camera and screen, and basically if he gets a hold of you, you die. You can run faster than him. But he can walk ever so slightly faster than you can walk. So I might have some debuffs that make you go slow, and there'll be 4 or 5 of these things hanging around. These are the dudes that'll be chasing you once you steal the object from the mountains that are on that side. which we can go take a nice little look at here. If I just, oh, that's one word. Still got the gap. I had a little bit of a mishap with this level thing trying to figure out the nav mesh, and it deleted or rescaled my foliage actor, and I couldn't get it to stick back to the thing. Like, it scaled it up to 128 by 128 instead of 100 by 100, and whenever I scaled it back down, the foliage actor didn't scale back down. And then I reset it, and the foliage actor scaled back up more, and then wouldn't scale back down more. So yeah, it totally broke itself. Thanks, Unreal. But this is supposed to be like a river, but like slow flow. So we've got some like spots in it where there's an oxbow lake and things. And I've given it the high poly mesh. Wow, that looks really, really good. By the looks of things, it looks like it's also chosen all three of them to be... No, it's not. This one's... Yeah, we got some trees in this one. You can see them fade in with the lods and everything. This one's just a lake with some bits and pieces. I gotta fix it up some. It's not quite done yet. And we've got a nice mountain over here. And there's a more different mountain over here. The middle one here is just the blank mountain segment that I haven't finished yet, but it'll be like a temple area that we're gonna go and grab something out of. This is the mountain with the river in it. Like the big valley. Looks very nice at dusk. And I'm thinking, like, it's pretty much guaranteed to get one of these, but maybe not. I might have, like, you know, luck of the draw bonus up here or something. Because each one of these segments is selected randomly, like in some of the other versions. The nighttime is starting to look really nice, though. And that's pretty much all we've really changed. When I say we, there's no other person helping me. The we is really referring to the future character that'll be helping us out a little bit, little fairy. But this is basically what we've got for the terrain segment. The next world is not going to be generated like this. The foliage is going to be like the wandering woods from Skykeeper. And then the third one will be just dense woods made in the same sort of way as this. So that's pretty much all I've got, all the things that I've got done since last time. And hopefully I'm not going to have too many more issues with things... Where's my character gone? With things acting up. Oh, hi. He wants to hurt me.